Yes, Prof. You can see my slide.
Yes, I can see your slide.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay, I am starting now. Thank you very much, Prof.
You're
Bismillah,
welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear student, today our topic is basically based on the ration formulation for the ruminants, or in other words, for the large animals. So I am Dr. Amir Shahzad. So this is lecture is basically from the Nutrition Laboratory of Faculty of Veterinary Sciences, Erlangga University, Surabaya, Indonesia. So, overview of the lecture. We will discuss today some definitions about the feed, formulation, or nutrition, and also we will discuss some about ruminants ration, that what is a ration or what type of the ration required for the animals. Also, we will discuss their needs or requirements of ration for the ruminants. We will discuss about the dry matter, what is dry matter, how much it will be needed for an animal. And also we will discuss about the special nutrient requirements for the animals. So we will discuss all about that. Also, we will discuss about the ration formulation as well. So this is some pics. So first of all, ruminant ration. So when we say ruminant ration, we have to know what first, what is the ruminant? Ruminants are hoofed herbivores, grazing or browsing mammals that are able to acquire nutrient from plant-based food by fermenting in a specialized stomach prior to digestion, principally through the microbial action. So ruminants are those animals which have mostly we say that these are the multi-stomach animals, or they have rumen, mesum, abomesum, reticulum, like that. They have 4 parts of their stomach. So these ruminants usually use the grasses and and other nutrients for their needs. So they digest. Before digestion, they make the fermenting process under the action of some microbes, and this is they cannot directly digest the food. So they have a regurgitation process for the digestion of food. So here the word is the herbivores. Herbivores mean those animals which use the plants or vegetables like the leaves. Just like browsing. Browsing is also animals taking food in the form of leaves is called browsing. So these are some terms. Ration is basically we can say that whole feed. Ration is the total supply of feed given to the animal in the period of 24 hours. So in other words, all those things which we give to an animal is called ration. So ruminant ration means feed of multi-stomach animals or hoofed animals is called the ruminant ration. So ration is consist of 2 parts. Number 1, refuges, and number 2, concentrates. So in refuges, commonly we said that these are fibers, and refugees are called high fiber part of the ration. And in this, we have three type of refugees. Number one, dry refugees. Number two, silage. Number three, pastures. In other words, like straw and grasses are refugees. In concentrates, these are the special type of feed. Basically contains a low amount of fiber but high amount of nutrient, digestible nutrients. So these two portion, refugees and concentrate, these are the main part of a ruminant ration for their life, for their production. It So in refugees, if we will explain these refugees, in refugees, first dry rough or dry refugees, in this hay, straw, or otherwise artificially dehydrated forages, which contains about 90% of dry matter. In other words, all those grasses which we store in the dry farm for the use of animal is called the dry refuges. So this is a picture of dry refuges. And yeah, second, silage. Silage is basically the storage of grasses in a moist farm. In other words, grass or other green fodder compacted and stored in the airtight condition. Typically, we make silo without first being dried and used as animal feed in the winter. So basically silage, if we explain it very simple, so silage means is that those grasses which are we stored without air, I mean airtight condition, like in polythene bags, like that, for the in a moist farm without drying. So they have a water with them, and we store them to keep them for the winter season when there is no grasses available in many mountain areas. So we use usually silage in these. This is a picture of some silage. This is basically not a prepared silage. This is the initial farm of grass which is stored as a silage. If we deeply discuss about the silage, silage is basically we store when there is a like a maize. We have the initial stage of maize grains in which have maximum water, not in dry farm. So that time we store it in a dry condition. Also pastures. Pastures are basically land grasses or other low plants suitable for the grazing of animal, especially cattle and sheep. So in other words, all those grasses on the land is called the pastures. This is a land grass. It is called pastures. So just yeah. So in concentrate, we have some nutrient requirements like fats. We use in fats, and also some cereals like barley, corn, oat, rye, and wheat. So other high proteinous like oil meals or cakes, soybean, canola, cottonseed, peanut, and byproduct like sugar beets, sugar cane, animals, and fish. These all are we use as a source for the concentrate, as a good nutrient source. So ratio of forages and concentrates. It's mean that the how much grass and concentrates we needed for the animals. Mostly we divide in three parts on the basis of production, P1, P2, P3. So in a top quality formulation, we take care that 70% we needed forage or grasses, and 30% we needed concentrates. In this case, P1, if we have a 70% of forages and 30% of concentrates, it means that we have a we will get a high milk fat production and highest production rate. If milk is producing, or yeah, meat is producing like that, and also good efficiency, there all processes and all body functions are going to at a good efficient level of their functioning. But the main thing is that if we have the 70% forages and 30% concentrates, our production is increased, like milk production and fat production is increased. But here the efficiency level will be at the lowest stage in this case. And because these our concentrates and forage will support their only production and milk fat percentage, but all their other activities will be at a low level. In P2 production type 2, if we will give the 60% of forages and 40% of concentrates, then the milk production of fat will be highest, but their production will be at the lowest level. The milk production will be decreased like that. Also meat production will also decrease, and their efficiency of the animal is also decreased. I mean that the all other activities of the animals is also decreased. So in the portion 3 or part 3 of the that if we will give the forage of 50% and concentrates 50%, I mean that in equal level of forage and concentrates, then we will get the low milk fat. Milk fat will be at the lowest level, and production will be at the second stage. It's mean at a medium level, and also most efficiently, but their body will do all processes very efficiently. So feed requirements. Generally, when we discuss about the feed requirements, we needed for animals roughly 10% of their body weight and concentrates 1% of their body weight. This is if roughly 10% of body weight, concentrates 1% of the body weight, and they both make the total amount of feed. It means that forage plus concentrate, it will be a total amount of feed or ration. So best estimation is for the feed is based on dry matter based, not on the body weight based. We usually use the feed requirement needed for the animals on the dry matter. So for this purpose, for the dairy cattle, needed almost 3.5% of the body weight, and for beef cattle needed almost 3% body weight, and for the sheep and goat it is needed more than 4% or 4.5% body weight. So dry matter calculations, how to calculate the dry matters. For example, we have an animal of 300 kg. We have an animal of a 300 kg body weight, I mean live body weight. So dry matter requirement is 3.5 for the dairy animal, as we have already discussed that. Forage concentrate for the best production is 70%, and forage is needed, and concentrate is needed 30%. So dairy cattle requirement will become 3.5%, as it is a requirement of dry matter, multiply with 300 kg. So it will become 10.5 kg. So for a dairy animal, weight with the 300 kg needed 10.5 kg dry matter. So now how we will make our ration according to 10.5 kg dry matter? So like that, forage is needed 70%, and as our dry matter requirement is 10.5 kg, so we will multiply 70% with the 10.5 kg, and it will become 7.35 kg dry matter. So if we are using 70% forage, then forage dry matter is needed as 7.35 kg dry matter from the forage. Also, in other words, if you know that fresh forage has only 20% dry matter, and we have to needed 7.35 kg dry matter, so we will multiply 100 by 20 multiply with 7.35 kg. I mean that in 100, as you know that fresh forage or grasses has 20% dry matter. So as they have a 20% dry matter, we will divide it 100 by 20 and multiply with 7.35. It will give 36.75. In other words, almost 37 kg we needed green grass. So dry matter in calculations, how much we needed concentrate, we usually use the 30% concentrate. So in 30% concentrate, as we are saying that we needed total dry matter is 10.5 kg. So we are as we have to use the 10.5 kg, it will become total 3.15 kg. So you know that mostly feeds has 85-86% of the dry matter. So if we have 86% dry matter, then we will 100 divided by 86 and multiply with 3.15 kg, which will become 30% of the concentrate, and it will become 3.66 kg. So in other words, if we will use the concentrate of 3.66 kg, so it will meet our 30% of concentrate and dry matters of 3.15 kg. So nutrient requirement for the ruminants depends on number one, type, age, that in early age we needed a different feed requirement, and after when animal is growing, we need a different feed, and also different second is phase, as like that growth, adult, pregnant, lactating. So these are different stages. We have to keep in mind that at what stage the animal is. So according to the stage, their nutrient requirement is changed or vary. So in number 3, body condition. Also, when animal is sick, we cannot provide them high concentrates like that. So and in normal condition, we mostly give them a good concentrate and like that. In also environment, in my country, we have a temperature, high temperature, so we try to balance their concentrate in this time, and we usually low the energy of the feed for the animal at that time. And also in the winter season, we give more energy to the animals in the form of molasses, sugarcane molasses. Also, it depends on the body weight, because as we have already discussed that for a good production, 70% is the forages needed, and 30% is the concentrate need of the animal. So calf feeding is also important. Colostrum, basically what is colostrum? Colostrum is the first milk soon after the birth of the calf, and we give it after 30 minutes to the animal after postpartum or after birth. So when a calf takes birth, soon after its birth, we give first milk, which is called colostrum, and almost we wait for the 30 or 35 minutes for that. Second, when calf become 2 weeks and the rumen is start to develop, we also give them some like grains. After 2 weeks, we start to give them some little grains so that their rumen may start to work. Also, in first week of calf, we give a milk replacer. Basically, it is a you know that milk is very precious, and have a we have to protect our milk because it is a production and with a high rate. So we replace this milk with some artificial made liquid milk. We say it milk replacer. It contains a 20% protein, 12% fat, and CF crude fiber. It is a lesser than 0.25, and a little bit antibiotics for their protection. It should be given after 2 weeks. So we usually start after 2 weeks milk replacer for the animals. Also, vitamin A, D, and E are needed because colostrum is low. So this is also mostly added in the milk replacer. So we make their need by milk replacer. So calf feeding. How first question is that how much colostrum needed for the calf? Answer is that 5 to 6% of their body weight colostrum is needed for the animal calf. And what is the usual weight of the calf? Usual weight of the calf depends on breed, and it will be 20 to 29 kg. So, for example, colostrum requirement is, as we said, that 5 to 6%. Now we consider that it is a 5%, and our calf weight is 20, then it will needed 1 kg. So it is vary with the calf body weight. So feeding of growing cattle. Growing beef cattle means feeding to achieve steady continuous frame growth. It means that so much feed is given to the growing animal, which make their not only maintain their body, but also support their growth as well, also a production as well. Also, growing animals have a relatively additional appetite. Appetite means feed or ration relative their live weight. Because animal is growing day by day, so it needs more nutrient and more energy for their body muscles, for their bone development. So they needed more nutrients and more it means more concentrate, and also needed more forages. They thrive on high level of good quality forages as long as there is enough rumen degradable protein to fuel microbial activity in the rumen. So in other words, we give them so much refuges and concentrates which help them to digest their feed properly, so that it may meet their body needs. So feeding for growing cattle is depend on mainly two things. First, maintenance ration, which is their need of the body to maintain, and second is the growth ration, which help them to or support them to grow their body as fast as possible. So in nutritional substances of feed, we have mainly three things. Number one, the amount of energy and proteins. Number two, minerals like calcium and phosphorus. And number three, vitamins like vitamin D and vitamin A. These all are provided through the forages and concentrates. So there are some methods for formulation of feed. Number one is a trial method. We give different feed ratios to the animal, and we test their production level. It is a called trial method. Usually we use in the labs or any new feed introduction like that. And Pearson square method, this is we have already discussed it in our previous lecture. In this we always make a portion of the feed percentage and minus this low amount of feed from the major portion and make the our feed. So in this case only we have search or calculate only missing nutrition part of the feed. Equation method, this is usually used for the also some missing portion of the feed. If we want to make the feed balance, so we use usually equation method. And linear programming, there is some software. We just put the data in the software of different ingredients, and they give us the proper feed formulation we just like that we want to get 18% protein, we give them the 18% command, and it will make our ingredients according to that. So we will discuss today equation method. This method is used to compile ruminant and non-ruminant animal feed. So requirements for the equation method is that there are 2 or 3 nutrients that must be fulfilled. In this discussion, only 2 equations are used. For example, protein and energy, or protein and minerals. So there will be only 2 equations used for that, one for protein and energy and other for protein and mineral. There must be 2 ingredients to look for to meet the shortcoming of the ingredient that have been determined, one as a source of protein and other as a source of energy. So in other words, we usually use that for the for balance our ration according to the requirement. So we will discuss it with the example. For example, preparation of ration for the beef cattle, it is usually energy based. So we consider in this net energy for the maintenance. We usually show it NEM, net energy for the maintenance. 2 type of the energy. Second, net energy for the growth. As we have already discussed that for the growing animal or beef cattle, we have to keep in mind 2 type of the energies and 2 type of the ration. Now one is for maintenance ration, as it is basically a replacement of net energy for maintenance, and also second energy growing ration, or which is based on the net energy for growth, NE.G. For dairy animals, as only needed net energy for the lactation of the animal, because we have our total focus on their milk production. So in this, we only consider the energy of lactation. So ration for dairy cattle, the ration for dairy cattle of milk production is less than 20 kg per day. In this, we are discussing about our local breed animal, which usually give 20 or less than 20 liter milk production. So we have available an ingredient like hay, elephant grass, maize stalk, silage, straw, molasses, urea, salt, dicalcium phosphate, pollard, and kapok seed meal. These all ingredients available for making a ration. So ration for dairy feed stuff already determined. These are some feed stuff which already given to us, that like hay grasses we will use the 35%, maize stalk silage 20%, straw we will use 15%, molasses 4%, urea we can use only 0.5%, because if we will use the urea more than 1%, usually chances that it may cause the toxicity, and heavy salivations come from the mouth of the animals. So that is why keep it in mind, always make urea 1% or less in feed. And salt usually we will use 0.3% as available. We can use it to maximum 1% of this. And dicalcium phosphate 0.5%. it can also, we can increase up to 1%. While the undetermined some ingredient like pollard and kapok seed meal, we don't know about that, how much we have to add. So we have to calculate for that. Based on table requirements, we needed protein 140 gram and we needed an energy 1.4 megacalories per kg. Here M is stand for mega and CL stand for the calories and kg stand for the kilogram. So table of feedstuff composition, as you know that elephant grass hay has a dry matter is almost 86% and protein is 10.3% and energy lactating energy is 1.14 megacalories per kg. Net energy for lactation is. So maize stalk silage, it has a 27.9% dry matter, protein 8.4%, and we have 1.7 megacalories per kg net energy for the lactation. So straw has a 90.1% dry matter, very low protein 3.6%, and 0.88% 88 megacalories per kg. Molasses, which is a good source of energy, is 75% dry matter and 4.5% protein and 2.42 megacalories per kg. Urea is a 100% dry matter and protein, very highly proteinous, 281 percent, and also they have no energy. So kapok seed meal, 94% dry matter, 43.6% protein, and 1.97 it has a net allergy for the lactation. Pollard, it has a 89.0% dry matter, 18% protein, and net energy for the lactation is 2.32. And salt has a 100% dry matter, and dicalcium phosphate has a 100% dry matter. So if the total feed is given 1 kg of dry matter, then ask. The question is that if we want to give the 1 kg dry matter based feed, how we will calculate it? Then we have to understand that how much feed ingredients have been determined, how much total protein from the feed ingredients that have been determined, and how much total energy for the feed ingredients that have been determined. So in this, we have to determine 3 things. One, ingredient. Second, protein based on the ingredient. And third, energy based on the ingredients. And in fourth, how many grams of pollard are given and how many grams of kapok seed meal are given. So other ingredients are available and 2 are missing, like pollard and kapok seed meal. So we have to calculate for the 1 kg dry matter how much we have to give. So we calculate this. First of all, feed stuff to be made as much as 1 kg, other 1000 gram. For that, number 1, weight of feed stuff that have been determined like that. we have already know that our elephant grass is 35%. Maize stalk is 20%, straw is 15%, molasses is 4%, urea is 0.5%, salt is 0.3%, and dicalcium phosphate DCP is 0.5%. So we multiply this percentage with 1000 gram, which is equal to 1 kg. So it will become 350 gram elephant grass. Maize silage will 200 gram, and straw will be 150 gram. Molasses will be 40 gram, and urea will be 5 gram, and salt will be 3 gram, and dicalcium phosphate or DCP will be 5 gram, according to multiply with the 1000 gram. So it will become a total of 753 grams total weight. So, but we have to make the 1000 gram equal to 1 kg. So total protein stuff that have been determined. So we know that we have the 350 gram of the elephant grass. So elephant grass has a protein is only 10.3%. So we will multiply with 350 grams. So it will become a 36.05 gram. And also 200 gram we have the maize. It has the protein of 8.4%. So when we multiply with that, it will become 16.80 gram. And also straw has a 150 gram, so it has a low protein, 3.6%, and when we multiply 3.6 with 150 gram, it will become 540 gram. 5.40 gram. So when we multiply 40 gram of molasses with its protein 4.6 gram, it become 1.84 gram. And also urea needed 5 gram. It has a good source of protein to 81%. So when we multiply 281 with the 5 gram, it become 14.05 gram. So salt have no protein, and dicalcium phosphate has also no protein. So these all our protein become 74.14 grams. So total net energy for the lactation of feedstuff that have been determined. So this is the all about the energy sources. So we as we know that we have 350 gram of elephant grass, and it has the lactation and net energy for the lactation is 1.14 megacalories per kg. So we multiply 1.14 with 350 gram, and it becomes 0.399 megacalories. So it will be a net energy, or we can say total energy. So 200 grams it is of maize silage. It contains 1.7 net energy for the lactation, and when we multiply with the 200 grams, it will become 0.340 megacalories net energy. So similarly, straw has a 0.88 energy. So when we multiply with the 150 gram, it becomes 0.132 megacalories per kg. Urea has no energy, salt has no energy, and dicalcium phosphate has no energy. So total of this becomes 0.968 megacalories per kg for the available. So here we have some calculations that we needed according to the requirement. So we just wait. Yeah. Here our requirement is protein requirement is 140 gram, and our energy is 1.4 megacalories per kg. But already available nutrients based we have our protein 74.14 and energy we have 0.968 megacalories. So we are deficient of 65.86 protein and 0.432 megacalories of energy. So we have to fulfill for a balanced ration, we require 65.86 protein and 0.432 energy. So we will make an equation for that. For example, for pollard is given as much as x gram and kapok seed meal is y gram. So here we are assuming that pollard grass is x gram and kapok seed meal is a y gram. We are assuming that, and in this assumption we made a equation 1. So in equation 1 it is a protein base, as we have already said that we needed 18% protein, and we in equation 1 we have the 18% of protein with of the pollard, and kapok seed meal we have the 43.6% of protein. It is equal and we are deficient equal to 65.86. Okay, I easily explain that the 18 by 100 means 18% of protein which is present in the pollard, and 43.6% protein present in the kapok seed. So when we combine total combined together, it we assume that it becomes 65.86 kg, which is our deficient or our requirement. So now we will calculate energy. So second equation is for the energy. So energy for the pollard or is you know that 2.32 net energy, and x gram is their total amount, and also you know that also we know that 1.97 energy for the energy for the kapok seed, and it is equal to 0.432 as we are which we are deficient. So by that, first of all, as we are making this equation, as this is you know that in equation 2 the 2.32 x gram is the basically energy for the pollard, and 100 as we said that we needed in 1 kg, so it is in 100 grams total, and 197 is the energy for the capex seed meal megacalories we needed in total 1000 gram or 1 kg. That is why this 1000 gram is we are dividing here with the 1000 gram. So in second step we eliminate the denominators or in other things points. For this protein we multiply on both sides with 100. When we multiply with 100 so our 18 divided by 100 become 18 gram, so that we want both sides equal, and our 43.6 divided by 100 only remain 43.6 y, and also our needed 60.86 multiply with 100, so it becomes 65,086 protein megacalories. So in equation 2 we multiply with the 1000, as the total was 1000 gram, so we are here multiplying with the 1000 on both sides. If we multiply on both sides with 1000, so there will be no effect on the equation. So after multiplying on 1000 it becomes 2.32, and x which is for polar, and also when we multiply with capex 1.97 y gram, it will become and when we multiply with 0.432 with 1000, it will become 432 megacalories per kg. So this is the second step of elimination of denominator or point. When we want to eliminate the denominator, we always multiply with some both sides with equal figures. For example, 100 or 1000, which it will be no effect on both sides. So this is so one, I cannot see that. So in elimination of one, just wait, yeah, elimination of one of the variables like x, how we will eliminate the one variable x. So in equation 1 x we will multiply with the 232, it is a protein. So when we multiply our equation with the 232, it becomes 41.76 and plus 101 0.152 y, and it will become a total of 15.279.52. So in second stage, if equation second, we want to multiply for the energy, we will multiply with the 18. When we multiply with the 18, equation 2, so for the it will become 41.76 x and 35.46 y, and it will become equal to 7.776 megacalories. So in this both equation system, we minus or subtract from the equation from equation 1 the equation 2. So when we minus 41.76 minus or subtract 41.76, it becomes 0. And when 101 5 2y and 3.46 we will minus, and so this it will become 65.692 remaining y when we subtract from 152. And in other, when we subtract from 15.279 we minus 7.776, then the remaining will become 7.503. So in this third stage, when we want to eliminate one variable, we always subtract or minus from the one equation from the other, and it give one of the variables. So here now we have the 65.62y is equal to 7.503 megacalories. So when we divide it, we bring the 65.692 to the other side, and it's like that. It will become 7503 52 divided by 65.692. It will become equal to 114222 triple two mega. So calculate unknown variable. As we know that this is the y, so now we want 114.222. So now we want to calculate the unknown variable, which is like x. So for x, we know that 18x plus 43.6. As we know now we know that y gram is available, so we will multiply 43.6 protein with the 114.333 gram, and it will become a total 6586. And also now 18 gram is equal to 6586. So we remove because here on the left side it is positive. When it become on the right side, it will become a negative. So for that, we remove from the 43.6 multiply with 114.222, and it will come here, and because here is a positive, on the other side it will become negative. So 6586 minus 4980.079. So x when we will make it x will become is in short 1605.921 divided by 18. So it will become total 89.21 gram of the x. So by that way we calculate the x. So here now we have feedstuff weight that has been determined is we have already determined 753 grams for all ingredient, and we have already know that protein is 74.14 gram, and total net energy which we have already know that it is 0.968 megacalories per kg. And now we calculated the grasses weight, pollard weight, that is used 89.218 gram, and capex seed meal weight, it is 114.222 gram. So this is little bit cross check. Here we have the different percentages, like elephant grass is 35%, it become it become 35 grams, and it has a protein of 36.05, and also it has a net energy of 0.399. And maize stalk, it has a 200 gram, and it has a protein of 16.80, and it has a 0.34 net energy. And straw has a 150 gram weight, and it has a protein 5.40, and it has a 0.132 net energy. And molasses has 4%, it will become 40, and 1.84 it has a protein, and it has a 0.097 net energy. So urea has a 5 gram, and it has a protein 14.05, and 0 energy. So calcium phosphate, salt is a 3 gram, and dicalcium phosphate is a 5 gram, and it has no protein and no energy. So subtotal become 753, and our protein subtotal becomes 74.114, and our net energy protein is become 0.968. So this is the total. And now we already calculated our pollard, it is 89.2 140 gram, and copper seed meal, it has a 144.333 gram. So it will become total 956.444 gram, 444 gram. And by that way, their protein will become 16.059, and capex seed meal protein will become 49.800, and the energy we will get 0.207 and 0.225. So it is equal to the energy we needed. So this is a for the dry matter. It's so simple that dry matter, we have a hay of 350 gram, and it has a weight for the 1 kg is 36.5, and net energy is 0.39. And here we have the silage 200, and it has the 16.80 and 0.340 as a net energy. And straw has a 5.40, and it has a 0.132. And also molasses has the 40%, it has a 1.84 and 0.097 net energy. And urea has a weight of 5 gram, and protein has a 4.05 and no net energy. So salt and DGP has also no net energy. So the total will become 753 and gram for the weight, and 4.14 gram for the protein. Net energy will become 0.968. So pollard has a 18.22 weight, and also capex seed is 14.22. And also they have protein 16.06 and 49.80, and they have the energy 0.207 and energy 0.225. So this is all about ratio if you wanna calculate. Thank you very much. This is all about my presentation. Stop.